You go first, honey.
No, you go first.
No, you go first.
No, you go first. Okay.
Well, you know what attracted me to Rana? I just thought she was the cutest little rascal I'd ever met. And I just thought she is really smart and she's really cute. And I just think I like her a lot.
He's just the funniest guy I've ever met. And he's got this incredible little crooked smile. And he's got this little sneaky kind of laugh where he thinks everything he says is funny and he's actually right.
Rana and Jerry are an incredibly strong couple, primarily because they adore each other and they also simply enjoy each other's company. But beyond that, Jerry's smart enough to know that Rana is a lot smarter than he is, and he listens to her and he takes her advice.
Well, I think what brings us together as a couple, even though we're very different, is that Rana's much smarter. She'll usually tell me something, and I'll pretend like I'm not listening, or I'll just express shock at what she said. And then a couple of days later, she'll hear me saying that to somebody else and say, I mentioned that the other day, and I always say, honey, it takes me time to process.
And of course, I think Jerry's the smartest of the two of us. What's interesting is we have different kinds of knowledge bases, and ends up, when you roll it all into one, to be practical.
I was told to say that Jerry and Rana are a strong couple because they are, thanks for writing this down, Jerry. They are articulate, charismatic, bright, engaging. I think that's it. But mostly, they're very devoted to each other, and it shows.
We have a thing in the fraternity called the True Gentleman, and he came a lot closer to meeting those high ideals after he met Rana.
Yes, they come from divergent views in many ways, but that's the beauty of having someone, the yin and the yang. I think she challenges him and he challenges her, and I think they're both better for it.
I really admire his sense of humor. I think it's sustained us, and I think it helped the city, in fact, get through really hard times.
One of the things I've always been impressed with Jerry is his sense of calmness, but also sense of humor as he gets through all of the challenges that he's had to.
Jerry has a great sense of humor. He's brought a lot to the chamber, and he's also brought a lot of great craft beer to all of our events, so that's been fun as well.
He's never in it for himself. Everything he does is not about himself. It's not about his ego. It's not about him. It's about other people. It's about saving the city when that needed to be done.
Jerry is an extraordinary person who's really ordinary, and we love him for that.
Jerry's a person in San Diego who has really made a difference, whether it's as mayor, at the Red Cross, or now at the Chamber. He's brought people together, they collaborate, and he makes great things happen.
You know, Jerry's impact has been really positive. Our membership is up, our finances are better, and our impact is better because he brings great policy knowledge. He has such a great understanding of San Diego.
United Way is so well regarded in this community. It's been the cornerstone, or one of the cornerstones of our community for a very, very long time. A lot of that credit is deserving to Jerry Sanders.
Well, Jerry had a great impact on the American Red Cross, and when he came in to work with the American Red Cross chapter here locally, he was really the right guy at the right time with the right approach.
What about the booze ban?
He's not really a beach guy, so wasn't on his priority list. But if the city council ever decided to regulate the brew industry, forget it. All bets are off. Jerry's coming for him.
Jerry is a well-known lover of craft beer, and as is his style, he leads by example. And he's helped grow San Diego craft beer into a billion-dollar industry, one beer at a time. Of course, there was that one time when he was mayor and decided to give up carbohydrates, lost 94 pounds, and almost sent our industry into recession. But thank God he came back to craft beer and gave up Mexican food instead.
Well, what I admire about Rana is her compassion. Very smart, very tough. As you can imagine, being a New York City cop, she's tougher than I ever dreamed of being.
Her practical intelligence, her clarity of thinking, combined with her passion and true love for the art, makes her a unique human being.
I think Rana's work at the San Diego Center for Children was underestimated a little bit. She really got involved with the kids' lives, and some stories that she told me were were very tender, and she clearly really, really cared.
She's very strong. She is, she balances family. She balances her own career. She's her own person, and she does a great job as First Lady. So it's, you know, it's a tough thing to juggle.
Well, I met Jerry actually in 1970, and that was when Jerry came to San Diego State and joined SAE fraternity, and I happened to be the chapter advisor at the time. And somehow he conned the guys into electing him treasurer. He recently told me he was probably the worst treasurer that the chapter ever had, and it's probably not that far from the truth.
Jerry, welcome back to your former office. I'm sure as you look around, it's exactly how you left it. Except, of course, for all the Ohio State University National Championships banners. But hey, no worries. I agree. I believe that they will win, and that's for the Aztecs.
I believe that we will win!
Jerry did a great job leading the show. He got right in the mix of the students, right up on the bleachers, moving with them, and he didn't fall off, which is quite a bit more difficult than it sounds.
You know, I received an honorary doctorate from San Diego State University, which I have to tell you was probably one of the most impactful things that's ever happened.
It's very unusual for us to give an honorary doctorate. We've only given 40 in the 117-year history of the university.
I think just this great combination of these two wonderful individuals is a blessing for San Diego.
I think when you look back at the job that Jerry did, if I could be half as successful as he's been, you know, I would consider myself very fortunate. And I always looked up to him as kind of a role model.
This idea of a diamond and a pearl fits them perfectly. We kind of talked about it, and we see them both in the pearl category, just at different stages. You know how a pearl starts with a grain of sand that's an irritant? Okay, I think you might know that might be the Jerry part of the relationship, but then it grows to a beautiful, cultured, glorious pearl, and that's the Rana part. And that's how they fit so beautifully together.
I would say that Rana could be compared to a pearl. Her understated beauty. She's a classic thinker, but she has that special light that pearls have.
He's like a diamond in the rough. Jerry is what you see is what you get.
I think anyone who has ever heard Jerry's vocabulary when he's angry or provoked would have to say that Jerry is a diamond in the rough. The core is pure gem, but the edges definitely can use some smoothing out. Rana, on the other hand, she is a perfectly polished natural pearl.
Ron is obviously a diamond. I'm a pearl because you get those in the bottom of the ocean. I kind of come up for a breath every once in a while, where Rana shines every day.
You have pearly teeth, don't you? So I would say he's definitely a pearl.
I think St. Paul's is making a great choice in honoring them. And there's no more deserving couple for the public service they provided.
Keep being who you are. Keep doing what you're doing. And keep inviting me to dinner, because Rana's a really good cook and Jerry makes a heck of a martini. Love you both.
Jerry and Rana, congratulations on being honored tonight for your commitment not only to St. Paul's, but your commitment to the entire community.
Thank you so much for giving back and all that you're continuing to do for San Diego. It makes a huge difference. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jerry and Rana.
And Jerry, if you ever want to come back to the city, you know I have that volunteer form, because we all know there's one piece of equipment that's your favorite, and we know it's not a gun.
I'd just like to toast Jerry and Rana for their commitment to San Diego and for all that they've done to make our city a better place to live and work. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here tonight and helping us to serve the seniors of San Diego.